Yo, 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 coming through from the dojo. Yo, coming through with the mojo. Big up, big up, big up. I go by the name of Premium AG. This is my partner over here, Freddie XX.
What's good?
What's happening, good people? Thanks for tuning in. Welcome to episode number 1 of Number Society. So please make sure you smash the subscribe button.
Smash it up.
Smash it like it owes you some money. Please make sure you leave a comment as well. And yeah, thanks very much for spending your time and for soaking in all of these insights as well. So yeah, just a bit about me. I've done a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Just trying to make $1 out of 15 cents, just like everyone else. I was born in Zimbabwe, came to Australia when I was 12. I've worked in finance, I've worked in analytics, and yeah, like this is something we've been talking about for quite some time now, close to like a year and a half.
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute, right? So yeah, it's actually good to put pen to paper, and yeah, it's good that yeah, we got the ball rolling on this now. So Freddie XX, tell the people about yourself.
Yeah, I go by Freddie XX, and yeah, you know, we have been thinking about putting this show together for a while. A little bit about myself. I'm a fashion photographer and creative director and producer as well. And you know, I've had the opportunity to work with the likes of like GQ magazine, Harper's Bazaar, Hype Beast, Adidas, a few other publications and brands as well, in places like Tokyo, Japan, Sydney, Australia, Korea, as well, Seoul, South Korea, and Berlin, Germany. But my hometown's Atlanta.
That's awesome.
Atlanta, Georgia.
ATL.
G8. So I'm an ATLian.
Nice. That's the way. That is the way. So yeah, put everyone on today's mathematics. What's today's topic?
Well, at the Number Society today, we will be, you know what I'm saying? I feel like we should peek into the future, bro. First episode, we got to go to the future.
Yeah, we have to. We have to.
Let people know where we want to go, and at the same time where they can go.
Exactly. So how far back do we want to go into the future?
Let's see. Let's go back to maybe 30 to 40, 50 years. I feel like it's a good.
Yeah,
it's a good way to plan. It's
nice.
Like, people look at 5 years and great short term, but like yeah, let's go a little bit further ahead.
Yeah, let's focus on the bigger picture. Let's use 2050.
Yeah.
How does 2050 sound?
Yeah, sounds good.
Nah, it's awesome. So you and I, like, we're having a convo like the other day, a really thought-provoking convo, and yeah, like a few years ago, if someone brought this topic up, yeah, we would have called them batshit crazy, and it would have sounded like really far-fetched like a few years ago. Would you care to inform the listeners what we were talking about?
Yeah, no, I just, like, recently I happened to be checking out like some social media stuff, and one of my friends actually got enlisted into or was chosen more so to be in the United States Space Force, which is pretty much, it's like the world's first and currently only independent space force. And essentially there'll be militarized space like operation. So NASA wasn't militarized. NASA was more like science. And but now we have like, yeah, the United States has its own space force. And yeah, so it'll be kind of, I guess, making sure that there's freedom, quote unquote freedom, and peace in the galaxy, I guess. You know what I'm saying? But it's more so like space missions and also like now that Elon Musk and like Jeff Bezos and Richard Branson has like you know, Virgin Galactic, and then people
SpaceX,
know,
Blue Origin, yeah,
Blue Origin and SpaceX. Like, I think it's because there's a race to get to space again, but this time to like start to colonize space. I guess.
I believe with Elon Musk, he wants to get to Mars by 2024, and yeah, like he's pointed out that he wants to set up a colony on Mars by 2050 with 1 million people.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's interesting. Very, very interesting.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 2024, they plan to, you know, he plans to take the first Mars inhabitants up there, or the people that will eventually be the inhabitants of Mars.
Yeah, the ultra wealthy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
So it's gonna be interesting. They're never coming back, by the way.
Yeah, it's awesome. That's awesome.
Would you take that flight?
Would I take that flight? Yeah, like I love to colonize Mars. Yeah, like I love to set up shop over there. And
It'd be crazy if you see something up there though, like
Yeah.
that you was not expecting to see when you get there.
yeah,
Yeah, but
yeah, like a pot of gold.
hey, man,
Yeah,
might find a little leprechaun, a little
Yeah, I know.
Martian leprechaun up there or
Yeah.
something. But yeah, bro, it's
Yeah.
like it's really interesting how like the wealthiest people in the world, the two wealthiest guys are eventually going to be the leaders of space almost.
Yeah, I wonder what the catalyst is. Yeah, for them to rush into space.
Well, I know from like Jeff Bezos' company, like Blue Origin,
Yep.
and which is a lesser known company. Everybody knows like SpaceX
SpaceX.
because Elon
Yeah.
Musk has like Tesla.
Yeah,
But yeah, I think their whole goal is like they want to preserve Earth, and they feel like bringing as much minerals or discovering minerals from space,
Yep.
right? And like the places that we can go, whether it be on Mars and in the moon,
Yep.
right? They want to be able to find minerals to reserve or preserve Earth,
yeah,
and for our grandchildren's grandchildren, right?
yeah. It makes sense. I feel like there's a finite amount of resources over here
Mm.
on Earth anyway. So yeah, it's pragmatic for them to want to like venture out into space and like other planets.
Yeah, I agree. It kind of feels like a bit like Star Trek.
Yeah, it kind of does.
Yeah,
Kinda
like
does,
because there's
yeah.
like all these like intergalactic different forces. Some are good, some are evil. But I feel like we're kind of far away from that type of space exploration.
Yeah.
But it's more like we're just kind of
Still in the infancy phase.
very infancy phase. But it's interesting because a lot of people would think that it wasn't possible maybe 10 years ago. But I feel like technology is speeding up faster and faster. I mean, just think about it, right? 130 years ago, the first concepts of a plane was developed by the Wright brothers
Yep.
in Kitty Hawk, North Carolina,
Mm.
which is really interesting to think that maybe 5 years before they developed their first like plane that could fly for like 2-3 minutes, it wasn't even technically considered a plane. It was a flying craft, right? And people thought they were crazy.
Yeah.
And then now all of a sudden, we're flying 40, 50 years later from there, we're flying out of space, and now we're people, we're going to be taking our first touristic flights out of space. Well, Jeff Bezos and Richard Branson will be taking their first tourist crew flights out of space.
Yeah, well, an article came out today, right? And Richard Branson was pretty much saying like he wants to beat Jeff Bezos like by like 9 days. He wants to do it like 9 days in advance. So it's interesting stuff. So how do you reckon people are gonna transact like over there in space?
Oh, you mean like what kind of money we'll use?
Yeah,
Space money.
space money.
And most likely we'll end up using cryptocurrencies or some type of blockchain currency. I feel like, I mean, why would you bring like fiat that's losing value to space, right?
Yeah.
The only thing that makes sense to me is some cryptocurrency, maybe like Bitcoin. But I remember Elon Musk was talking about Dogecoin. For you guys that don't know what Dogecoin is, I'm sure everybody's heard of it at this point. But it's a meme coin. It's kind of a joke. But something like Bitcoin, there's a finite amount, and you can't like make more, right?
Yeah.
And so you don't have to worry about like governments printing more money and shit like this, right?
Maybe by then, like there'll be like an Ethereum 10.0. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
But it's possible.
very, very feasible.
No, but yeah, I mean, it seems like it's a great idea because the population in the U.S. Sorry, not the U.S. The population in the world is expected to hit like 9 million around that time. Like they even said as high as 11 million, which is that means we got to think about more jobs, more places for people to live, more resources, more
Yeah.
food,
Yeah.
right? And we're already kind of in a crunches in some countries. They're in like
Yeah.
famines and not having
Yeah.
running water, and it's
Yeah.
like we really. I mean, there's enough space on the earth, but
Yeah.
with CO2 and all this type of stuff
Yeah.
and emissions and greenhouse gases, like I guess it makes sense that they would need to figure out how the human race can continue to expand.
Yeah. So there's gonna be like an extra 3 billion people, right, by 2050. Yeah, you said 9 billion, right?
Yeah.
9 to 11 billion.
Because we're 7.5 billion right now in 2021.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nah, that's cool stuff. So, yeah. So in the future, where do you like human beings stand?
Well, it's really interesting because we've been talking a lot about like biohacking, right? And for you guys that don't know what biohacking is, it's more so like figuring out how to make the human body
More integrated with AI.
Yeah, exactly. And also like just to be able to collect more data on the human and also try to perfect like illnesses, right? Or correct illnesses and find cures for diseases like Alzheimer's, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like Elon Musk, is developing a microchip called Neuralink. Well, it's not exactly a microchip, but like there's a holistic like infrastructure. So there's a microchip. There's Starlink, which is like a universal broadband that's going to be proliferated like around the globe. And
I think it's Skylink.
Skylink, right?
Yeah, Skylink.
Yeah, Skylink.
But it's the same. Like, they want to basically have a broadband that spreads around the world, and it'll be most likely integrated with Neuralink, which
as
will
well.
be a chip in your brain.
Yep.
And for you guys that don't know, or people that's listening that doesn't know, Neuralink is actually a real thing. It's not like science fiction.
Yeah.
Like, there used to be a movie, I believe back in the 90s, it was like Keanu Reeves pre-Matrix time, and it was called Johnny Mnemonic. And it was about a chip in this guy's brain that he was trying to get out. I feel like also something like Total Recall. Yeah. Kind of like if you can blend all three of those together, like that's kind of what I feel like the future looks like.
Yeah, well, hopefully, like it has like a utilitarian purpose. Because from what I've read, anyway, like the gist behind this chip is to cure blindness, Alzheimer's,
illnesses, people that can't walk, right? Paralyzed people. Yeah. All the diseases that are hereditary diseases, and some of them just genetic, like passed down. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, let's try to be optimistic and believe that Elon Musk and has good intentions for the human race.
Yeah. So going into the future, there's definitely going to be a struggle between man and machine, because from doing a bit of reading, like in the past, I believe like 40% of the jobs like in America alone are going to be automated by 2030, and in Australia they're going to be 45% of the jobs over here are going to be automated.
So do you think, and do you think that's because like the fight will be more so between man and machine, or do you think that just the direction that humans have to go will cause for AI and machine learning and robotics and to just kind of just take over, like just naturally?
Like I feel like it's going to be a bit of that. For corporations, it's more cost effective for them.
But that creates more jobs for other people then.
Yeah, like it's gonna open up like new industries. Yeah, that's for sure.
So while one door closes, another one will definitely open up. Yeah, it's not just gonna be like, oh, robots took our jobs and we have nothing, but it'll create more jobs, and I think it'll actually give humans more time, which is kind of a good thing and a bad thing, right? Yeah, more time to do what, right? That's the really big question. Exactly. So, like, what are some of the industries that you see growing over the next like 20, 30, 40, 50 years?
I feel like any professional, any vocation that's like therapy, like orientated will definitely flourish in the future. on the tech side of things, well, as well as like like content, like the arts, I feel are going to thrive in the future because you can't necessarily like automate AI to have human emotions, to to be creative, to just churn out content.
Right.
Yeah, that's going to be a very hard feat. So
yeah, it could happen, right? But it would take years and years of
upon.
machine learning, right?
Yeah.
Like the AI would need to learn so much. But that's the whole movie about iRobot with
Will Smith.
Will Smith. Yeah,
Yeah.
like, it was like the machine kind of like the machine woke up.
Yep.
You know, we talk about being woke, but the machine actually woke up and realized like, whoa, okay, you know,
Yep.
I'm with these other machines and I'm smarter than the other machines, and I just woke up, right? And it's just like, and it's the whole thing, right? It was trying to, but I mean, then you know, with AI, and you know, starting to develop emotions, then you have like this movie called Her. I forgot who the main actor is in Her, but it's like a movie about this guy, and he like kind of falls in love with this AI that's in his house, and every day he goes home, the AI's welcome home, you know, Johnny or whatever his name is, you know. But this is like the future, right? For AI, and to be integrated in everything we do. So like if we go to the grocery store, there's no need for a cashier. Like you grab your products and you walk out the door.
Yep.
And it automatically knows that what you took, and it deducts a balance from you.
Yeah.
Right. And to me, it seems like that's what Amazon's Skynet, like all these things integrated, just makes sense. Like it's like 5G, right?
Yeah.
It's like 5G, 6G, 10G in the future.
I mean, the technology is here, right? And I'm sure you've seen it in Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I've seen like more robotics, like they greet you when you walk in. You don't have to deal with anybody. You go up to a robot and press a number, and it gives you a number and tells you like to sit down or wait, please wait, or someone will be with you soon. It can even talk to you, and you can ask questions. SoftBank, a company called SoftBank, in Japan, they have like greeting robots, like proper robots that talk to you.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, talk about going back to the future. Wow.
But some of the jobs, I think that, you know, a lot of people don't realize, like job security is not really security as long as technology is advancing, because, and also we have like, you know, some, you know, plagues or whatever's happening, or not even plague, let's just call it a pandemic at this moment, right? And yeah, there are a lot of jobs that people thought maybe 2-3 years ago they're good. Yeah. Like one big job that probably will no longer exist will be teachers. Yeah. Right. I mean, there will be teachers, but like talking about like
there'll be less teachers in the future. That's right, for sure.
Because AI can teach you what, you know, it wants to teach you, or you know, the governments will tell AI this is what we want the program to be in. Exactly. AI will learn it and then teach it back to kids.
Well, I feel like the majority of our students like nowadays are learning from like off of Google. Like
YouTube, Google, Skillshare, Coursera, like platforms, right, where it's
EDX,
already, like they're not even interacting. It's just like they're getting the information. They're technically you're downloading the information, right, in your like brain. You're downloading it by just watching it and taking it in. But yeah, factory jobs, chefs. You know, there'll be robots cooking for you at home. You know, pharmacist, which that there's no way to discriminate or have prejudices against any particular person, unless that's built into the code. Which hopefully they don't do that, right?
Nah, I don't think. Well, I feel like in the future, like there's gonna be more classism than racism, so I doubt that's gonna be embedded into like the code. Whatever predictive code they have, or whatever like machine learning code like they have. I feel like anything that's numbers driven will pretty much be automated as well. So I feel like there's going to be less like financial analysts, less accountants, less traders as well.
Less finance jobs, because the finance market, I mean the finance industry, as we know, is moving to fintech.
Yep.
So, which is more along the lines of kind of like what you do, and that you're like, and
Yeah.
so like a lot of these big finance security jobs that everybody thought that they had and are good forever will be done by robotics.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, it's true. Like,
and programs.
it's being done now because if you look at the all the major stock indices, like they now have like swarm analytic, like algorithms,
Mm.
like doing the trades.
Mm.
So
This is in traditional markets and also in
yeah.
like cryptocurrency markets
Yeah,
as well.
exactly. So
Yeah.
that pretty much cuts out the human being, the intermediary, and like it makes the process
But I mean, look,
efficient and effective.
yeah, look at you know, situation with cars, right?
Yep.
You know, accidents on the road.
Yep.
There's a solution for that now.
Yep.
And it'll be like automated cars. They drive
Yep.
for you, like
Yep.
self-pilot cars.
Yep.
In the future, there's not even going to be steering wheels. And this is
Yep.
like real reality. They're already developing it. Like
Yeah,
from
it
companies
is.
like Mercedes-Benz to Tesla
Yeah.
to there's some companies in China, I believe, called Neo or Neon. Like
Yep.
they're already developing self-driving cars. And then also Hyperloop, right?
Yeah.
For you guys that don't know, like Elon Musk wants to build an underground tunnel that will have the ability to take you from one city to the next within minutes.
Yep.
And that's pretty, like, it's pioneer, like the way he's thinking about it.
Yeah.
But it's also pretty big.
Yeah.
A big, it's a pretty big achievement if he can accomplish it.
Yeah. Quantum leap.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's interesting. That's very interesting stuff right there. So back to potential industries. Like let's look at a timeline. Like let's just say a 20 to 30 year timeline. Because we're talking about careers and industries that are gonna flourish in the future. Well, we talked about the ones that are gonna be redundant, but I feel like we could more so add on the ones that are gonna flourish, going forward. And we talked about some of them just then, like human engineering, biohacking, cybersecurity, data analytics,
cloud computing, biohacking, renewable energy is a really, really big one.
Yeah.
Predictive analytics, the IoT, for the Internet of Things.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to have smart cities. We're going to have sensors on our clothes. Cars are going to have sensors as well.
The biggest one, like we already talked about at the beginning, is space travel.
Space travel, yeah.
Like space travel for tourism.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I've read that. Like with SpaceX, once it gathers like critical mass, like it'll take to go from New York to London, it's only going to take 30 minutes. Yeah, so it just shows like like the efficiency that's gonna
we're
come out of AI.
We're definitely gonna be a lot more interconnected.
Yeah, definitely. Wow. Definitely.
I mean, I can just imagine. I mean, my flights from Japan to Australia was 8 hours. My flights from Japan to Atlanta used to be like around 12 hours, 13 hours.
Yeah.
Jeez. I mean, I took a lot of those flights, so I'm just thinking about just being able to go there
save
in 30
time,
minutes.
Right? Yeah.
See my family in 30 minutes.
Yeah, man, that'd be brilliant.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
But something that's even more interesting, right, is if you think about like biohacking and you think about human engineering and the way they want to lower emissions, but then also the population is growing, it seems like the smartest thing to do would be, obviously we need more food, right? And they want to move away from humans eating meat, right?
Yeah, we need more food and more space.
Yeah. So like if we have less opportunity or less space to to farm, right? The population is growing, things will continue to spread out and spread up, right?
Yeah.
So something that's interesting is something called that you introduced to me. I actually never heard of. It's called vertical farming.
Yeah. So like a lot of these big metropolises, if that's even a word, or big cities are gonna have farms stacked up on top of each other, like in apartments, and skyscrapers, pretty much any big like building, like inside a city, like CBD. There's going to be a lot of them like popping up in the future, and that's definitely going to be the future like industry. And since we were speaking about biohacking, I read it. Well, I was watching a video, and like in the video there was a guy who created mRNA like technology, and like those like a biologist, and there was a neurophysicist like sitting like on a panel. And like one of the people that was speaking said in the future it'll be so easy for people not to eat meat by like pharmaceutical companies pretty much creating like allergies like against meat.
So like injecting like antibiotics into meat so that you like it can naturally produce some kind of irritant or like make you allergic to it. Like for me, like I can't mess with milk because I'm lactose intolerant.
Yeah, me too.
So
Me too.
yeah, like that'll become a popular thing. Well, not popular, but you'll start to see that more.
Yep.
And it'll kind of force people to change their diet, right?
Yeah, it will. Big time.
But
Big time.
it just kind of goes back to, we were saying like 15% of the human greenhouse gas and emissions and 26% of like the Earth's terrestrial surface is to feed our growing population.
Yeah.
Right. And but while we need to lower the emissions, so alternatives like meat alternatives like the Beyond Meat, like if you've ever had it,
does it actually taste like meat?
I mean, I haven't had meat in like 7 years. Yeah. So from what I can tell, it tastes like meat.
Oh, okay, cool.
I think it has like, I mean, if you're a meat eater and you're used to eating steaks and stuff, like nothing is going to taste like meat.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Right. You know what I'm saying? You can create something synthetic, but it's not going to taste like meat.
Yeah, no, that's true.
But for me, like, I mean, it tastes good.
Yeah.
It's just like really how you season it.
Yeah, like they've got like a multi-billion-dollar like valuation now. So I believe it's going to be a growing industry like going forward. Yeah, it's just crazy how AI is gonna gather critical mass like in the future. Because like you look at Tesla at the moment, it's got an automation level of number 2. So there's a scale when it comes to like automating vehicles. It's 1 through to 5. So the aim is to have cars fully autonomous by 2030. So I can just imagine how efficient cars are going to be by 2050.
Yeah. Actually, when you really, really start to think about things, you want to really start to think about like what we think about the industries and the opportunities and jobs and stuff, but which countries will be leading. Yeah. Because Jack Dorsey said something interesting. He said like by 2050, he said Africa will be the new China.
Yeah, I believe so. It's happening now. Like China is manufacturing in Ethiopia because of the economic boom that's happened in China like over the past 30 years. Like people's like incomes have gone up. I believe they've taken like over 100 million people like out of poverty. So like they found Africa, which is a low cost environment. They've built infrastructure in Africa through the One Belt One Road like initiative. Like now like there's a lot of manufacturing that's happening in Africa. So
it's on the come up.
It definitely is on the come up. So there's going to be a lot of opportunities like in the motherland. And we read an article, not an article, but it was more so like a study that was done by PricewaterhouseCoopers, which is one of the big 4 global accounting firms. And they were stating that China is going to be a leading economy by 2050, followed by India,
U.S. and then Indonesia, which was that was a surprise for me to see Indonesia in the top 4.
Yeah.
It's gonna definitely be a shift in dominating economies.
Definitely.
Yeah, but I think the name of that report, it came out in 2017, and it was called Leading Economies by 2050. I believe that was the name of that report.
Yeah. Like back then, they hadn't factored what's happening now with the global pandemic, and another thing they didn't factor in back then is like budget deficits. Like globally, like all of these countries are like incurring like big budget deficits. Yeah, so
that's all they're doing. Just I can't do it.
Yeah,
the printing press.
Like Jay-Z says, dope. Yeah, I can't get with that.
Yeah, but man, we definitely are in for change, right? I don't know if this is the change Obama was talking about. But we definitely in for a change. But with that
being said, we just want to thank you, our kinfolk, our family for tuning into episode number 1 of Number Society.
Number Society.
Yeah, so make sure you smash the subscribe button.
But what we gonna, what are we going to bring to them, like in the future? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we're gonna bring a lot of thought-provoking content.
Yeah, and
across a plethora of mediums as well. So, yeah, we have a lot of stuff in like in the vault for you guys. A lot of stuff, and we can't wait to showcase it.
Right.
And what we want to do is we want to bring the best of the best.
That's right.
The best of the best. We want to be numero uno.
Yeah.
Because number 2 is the first loser. So we thrive off of being number 1. And we want to feed you knowledge that will help you and your families.
It'll help you grow, help your soul grow, spirit grow, bank accounts grow.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Everything counts over here.
Exactly, and that's why we're Number Society.
Yeah.
So I go by the name of Premium AG, and it's been an honor and a privilege. We'll talk to you guys same time next week. We got a really interesting episode coming up next week. So just please tune in and make sure to subscribe and make sure to
smash that like button.
Exactly, abuse it. So take care, good people, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, word. Peace out.
Peace.
Numbers Society.
Number Society.